Yo! What's going on, man? Sorry if I scared you. I got to wake myself up this morning. Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about, the 2 week chart for Bitcoin. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but there's some bullish signs that are happening on the 2 week chart that, quite frankly, have only happened in times before Bitcoin has actually had really, really, really nice rallies to the upside. One of them is the 2 week market cipher B flip or the green dot. The other one is the Heikin Ashi candles flipping green. We're going to talk about all the times that's happened in the past and what's that meant for Bitcoin going forward. All right, so for today's video, make sure you smack up that like button. Let's hit 100 likes on today's video. We can talk about more macro stuff going forward. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. All right, so let's jump onto the chart. So you guys can see right now, if you've been listening to my live stream channel, we've been talking about the 2 week market cipher flip. Okay, what does that basically mean? It means that we get this green dot here on market cipher B. All right. Now, if you want to look at this on regular candles, we still got the green dot right here, guys. We want to look at this in Heikin Ashi candles, right? You look over here on the left, we still got the green dot. So either way you want to look at it, we did get that green dot. Now, I'm going to go back over to the regular candles, and I want to show you guys every single time we've gotten this green dot on market cipher B. While the momentum waves have been on the bottom side, it has been a fantastic opportunity that, quite frankly, you didn't want to miss based off past results. Okay, if we go take a look right here on market cipher B and look at where the momentum wave is. So basically, what I mean by momentum wave is when you see this blue come all the way back down, right, on the downside here. So not up here, right? Up here means you're in positive. Down here mean you're in negative, right? So when you see it down on the downside, you get that green dot. That means it's starting to curl back over to the upside, right? Let's go look at the past few times that we've seen this, right? The last time we saw this was actually back here in March of 2020. Now, this wasn't a huge one, but you did get that green dot right here on this candle right here. Obviously, you saw what happened after we got that. We went on a pretty nice parabolic rally to the upside. Now, am I saying we have to go on a parabolic run to the upside? No, we could just see a small rally. And I'll show you guys exactly where we could see a rally to in the case of this playing out. Again, the other times that we've seen this, okay, was right here back in February 2019. Remember, we're looking for when the momentum waves are bottomed out. So back here in February 2019, right here, we also got that, which is more familiar than what we're looking at right now. If you look at where we're at right now, obviously we were very, very low down here. This one is very, very, very much the same. Okay, February 2019, we got it right there. We obviously see where we were right there. Bitcoin went on a very, very, very nice rally to the upside. Right? Let's go take a look at the other times that we've seen this. All the way back here in 2015, we actually got 3 of these at the bottom in the bear market in 2015. Okay, and every single time, albeit, yes, some of the times you went up and you actually came back down to test the lows again, which is fine. Like, think about it right now. We're at 24K. If we go back down and test 19K, 20K, some of the weekly close levels, is that a huge deal? No. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not. You look at where, and I actually think that's going to happen, but we'll talk about that in a further video. If you look at when we got these green dots, you got one right here on this candle, right? Pretty much at the lows in 2015. You got one right here, May 2015, and you got one right here in October 2015. All throughout the lows down here in this bear market. Obviously, you guys know what happened after that. Parabolic rally to the upside. I don't need to explain that to you. I think if you've been in this market long enough, I don't have to explain that to you going forward. So you guys can see, I mean, the ones I compare it to, I'm not going to compare it too much to 2020, even though you can certainly make that case. But I think it's more familiar to February 2019, right? 2015, when we had the momentum wave all the way back down here, this one all the way back down here, and this one all the way back down here. So that's a very, very bullish sign. That's just one of the signs I want to show you guys on the 2 week chart. Because, in reality, I know we love looking at the daily and the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, but those time frames really matter in the grand scheme of things. They can, right? They can break out a big bear flag patterns and things like that, but really it's the long-term charts that matter, all right? Now, I want to make this disclaimer right now, okay? I want to make this disclaimer real quick. You can, and I think people sometimes forget this, is you can still go down on the daily time frame, right? You can still dump on the daily time frame and still go up on the 2 week, right? So, going forward, if we still get a move back down to 20K, 21K or something like that on the daily, you can still be bullish, right, on the 2 week. So keep that in mind. Intra-week, intra-2 week candle, a lot can happen in 2 weeks, okay? So keep that in mind. This is more of a macro picture, because sometimes you do get these and you do end up going back down and test the lows, like right down here, right? 2015, we got that green dot. You still came back down and tested the weekly close lows. Just for an example, where we are right now, our weekly close lows, just for an example, if it did play out something like 2014, would be right at about 19,300. So think about it this way. Would a move to 19,300 scare you? If it would, well, this is probably not helpful for you. If it doesn't, someone like me who doesn't really care about the short-term moves, that doesn't phase me off too much. All right, so that's the bullish flip on market Cipher B. The other one that we have that I want to show you guys, let me clear this out here real quick, and let me pull this back down, is the 2 week flip on the Heikin Ashi candles. Okay, so this is another very, very, very big thing that I'm looking at, and it's also going to be brought up with the bear market resistance band, bull market support band. If you guys know Ben Cowan, shout out to Ben Cowan. He's someone that looks at this. It is always a big resistance in bear markets, big support in bull markets. It's very, very big. So I'm going to combine that with the 2 week Heikin Ashi candle. So this is the weekly resistance band, right, which is basically the 20-week moving average and the 21-week exponential moving average, and the 2 week Heikin Ashi candles. Okay, I'm going to show you guys why this is so bullish that we actually did get the green candle. Now, this one might be short-term bullish. This one might not mean that we're going to the moon, okay? And quite frankly, I don't even think the market cipher one thinks we're going to the moon, right? But a little bit more upside action. What this tells me, okay, is I want to note this. Every single time, I mean every single time, there's not one instance of this not playing out, okay? Every single time you saw the 2 week Heikin Ashi, 2 week candles on the Heikin Ashi candles flip green, you've always, every single time, based off statistics, came and tested the bull market support band. Every single freaking time. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. So basically what I mean is every single time you get this green flip here on the Heikin Ashi candles, you do get a move up to this bull market support band. Now, just for instance, right now that sits at about 28,500. It moves down every single week, right? So it could be at 27K, 26K, within the next couple weeks, and that could be the move, right? So it's obviously going to move down slowly. But I would expect, based off this flip, you coming back up and test that. And I'll show you guys exactly why, based off all of Bitcoin's history. So strap up. We're going to go check some previous price action, all right? Let's go check it out. You're going to want to stay and look at this. I'm not making this shit up, all right? So you dumped below the bull market support band there. You came back up. You got that green flip. What did you do? You came up to the bull market support band. You might not be looking at this and say it's a huge move, but once you flipped, you did see a move from 42K to almost 48K. That's a pretty good move, right? If you look at the past times, when you're below the bull market support band, that you go up and test it. Right here, back in 2021, you got the green flip. What did you do? You at least came back up and tested it. So you got back above it, which is awesome. We're not looking to get back above. We're just looking at this from a statistic standpoint and saying that we should go back and test it. So you went back and tested it there, all right? So we're 2 for 2. Okay, we should probably mark this off somewhere, but we're 2 for 2 right there, all right? Being below it, flipping green, and coming back up and testing it. Let's continue on, right? The time before that, we were above it all throughout this range. We were below it right here in March of 2020, right? We dumped below, we flipped green. What did you do? You at least came back up and tested the bull market support band. So there's 3 for 3. But you look right here. The time before that, you were below it and flipped green. Right here, what did you do? You at least came back up and tested it. And you can see that most of the times you actually come up and break it. But we're not worried about that right now. We're at least worried about testing the bull market support band. All right, so there you go, 4 for 4. Let's go look. So you're above it all in this range. You could argue that this was a green flip right here. I mean, if you want to count that, you can. It's just another tick in the book. I'm not going to count that one, even though you are technically below it and testing it. You could count it from another point for us, but I'm going to be relatively fair and not count that one, even though you definitely could. I could see the reason why you would count that one. So, I mean, you could say 5 for 5 right here. You flipped green. You at least came back up and tested the bull market support band. You could call it 6 for 6. Let's continue on. right here. Flipped green, you at least tested the bull market support band. 7 for 7. Let's continue. You flip green right here. You at least test the bull market support band. 8 for 8. Let's continue. Right? You were in the bull market all throughout here, so you were never below it. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. Right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Right here. 8 for 8. Below it, at least tested it. Right here. Below it, at least tested it. Okay? So that's 9 for 9. Below it, at least tested it. 10 for 10. Let's continue, man. Listen, I'm not making this shit up. Below it, at least tested it. 10 for 10. I think that's 11 for 11, actually. Below it, at least tested it. 12 for 12. Can we continue this carnage, man? I think we just want to continue this carnage. And I want to show you guys my point, so you're not like, this guy's crazy. You're below it, you at least test it. 13 for 13. 13, my favorite number, man. It got me crazy. 13 is my favorite number. So there you go. 13 out of 13 times. If that's not statistical probability, I don't know what is. I'm looking for probabilities. And the probability standpoint is, I told you again, once you get that flip on Heikin Ashi candles to green, that probability is that you at least go test that bull market support band. We're not talking about moonshots here. We're talking about probability that you come back up to the 27, 28K level here. All right? That's what we're talking about. On the 2-week chart. Day to day, doesn't matter on this. 2-week charts. All right? So you guys can see that there are some good signs on the 2-week charts. Now, this is obviously ignoring all the economors that are probably going to be in the chat here. This is ignoring all those. I get it. All right? Economy's bearish. It is what it is. But I look at what the charts are telling me. The charts are telling me a slight move up here on the 2-week chart. All right? So that's all I have for you guys today. Like I said, I'm going to be doing upload every single day to this channel going forward. I enjoy talking about these more out of the box things and longer term charts. That is my passion at the end of the day. So I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. If you guys like today's video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back tomorrow for another crazy video. All right, adios, guys. Peace.